Hi guys, today at La Bella Fae we are going to be making a posy pocket. A lot of you asked me how to make these and they're so simple. So we're gonna make one today. All you need is, I got a large can. I get these at Walmart. They're large Walmart brand string bean cans. They're like $1 and change. So I get these. So the first thing I do is I go ahead and I cut off the top. Obviously, I have to drain everything that's in there. Both sides, okay? Top and bottom. So that you have just a can like this. The next thing I do is that if there's like any glue or anything, you can just run your finger and it comes right off. Okay, so that's what I do, just to get all that old glue off of it. Pretty simple, right? And then the next step is you have to crush this. Okay, so the way I do it is I just start at the bottom, and you can do this with your hands. Pretty easy to crush these in. I do it carefully. You don't want the top of the can to be as close as the bottom. So I just, you just go carefully and you just crush it, and you start kind of just going like this until you're happy. When you're happy, and like you can just come in here and use a little bit of your strength just to usually what I do is that take your hammer, and all you have to do is, that's it folks, that's it. It's good to leave a slit at the bottom anyways, because if you don't want to use artificial flowers and you want to plant something in here like succulents or regular flowers or whatever you want to plant in here, this is good for drainage. Okay, so that's a good thing to do. So the next thing that we're going to do is that we're going to put our holes in here. And I find it, for me, that it's easier for me to put the holes in after I crush the can, okay? So really easy to do is you take a nail. I have this little nail. I don't know, I can't find my big one, so I'm just going to use this size. So basically what I do is that I just come in here, and with my hammer, easier said than done, but it's doable. Like I said, I usually have larger nails, and I can't seem to find my large nails today. So we're just going to use this little one over here. Just give me a moment. Let me just get that. And that's it. You have your nail in there. I take this tool and I just go in here and I just make it a little bit bigger. That's all you have to do. And there goes your hole right there. Okay, then I go in and I do it on the other side. I have my other nails, but it's okay. Yep, there we go. Really easy to do this, guys. If you have the right size nails, it'll be even easier, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. We can just use this little gadget here just to make the holes a little bit bigger for our wire when we go to put the wire through this, so that we can hang it up. Just want to make sure. There we go. All right, so there goes our nails. Okay, so being done. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to paint it, okay? We're going to paint it because we will be using a napkin to put on here, to decoupage on there. Now, these napkins I got from Decoupage Central, okay? No, actually, I'm sorry, decoupagenapkins.com. That's where I got these napkins from. And the one we're going to be using today is the Rooster. I love this napkin because it brings 4 roosters on it that you can use, okay? So I just cut one of the roosters off. I'm going to save the other 2. I'm going to put them away. And that's what we're going to be decoupaging on our posy pocket. So let's put that aside, and the next part that we're going to do, the next step that we're going to do is that we're going to actually go ahead and paint our can. I usually give my can 2 coats, just because, you know, I don't want anything showing through the napkin. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay guys, so I went ahead and painted my posy pocket. It has 2 coats, and by the way, I used Folkart cottage white chalk paint to paint my posy pocket. Okay, so that's done now. So the next thing that we're going to do is that we're going to go ahead and start decoupaging our Rooster napkin onto our posy pocket. So usually what I do is that there's obviously 2 sides. The side that you hammer, I don't put it on there. I put it on the other side because, as you can tell, this side is a lot smoother. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be attaching my Rooster. So the first thing that we want to do is we're going to take, these usually come with like 2 or 3 plies of tissue onto it. So what we want to do is that we want to take off the first 2 plies of tissue paper. So that's what we're going to be doing here. And usually I just go ahead carefully so there goes 1. What I did here, guys, is that usually I have a little bit of Mod-podge here in my little container. If you just wet your finger a little bit with the Mod-podge and just touch the corner of the napkin, that second ply comes right off. Okay, so that's what I did. Okay, so there we go. So I'll put these aside. And here we have our napkin ready to go on. So the way that we're going to do this is that we're going to go ahead and these napkins kind of fit perfectly on here, which is a good, beautiful thing. So I want the top of my Rooster to kind of show. I'm gonna put him right there, okay? Just so that his feathers and his head are showing, and then it'll kind of look like this, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and, okay, so the way I do it is that I will leave my napkin on here just to make sure that it's placed where I want it on my tin can. And so what I do is that I just fold the napkin back a little bit, okay? And I apply my Mod-podge to 1/2 of the tin can first, Just making sure that it's nice and covered with the Mod-podge. Give it a nice coat, nice even coat. And then what I do is that I put that half of the rooster on, and then very gently, I just smooth it out. I can like, tap it down a little bit. These cans do have ridges on them, so I just make sure that my napkin is attached and you know, the ridges are all covered with the napkin. Okay, and then I go ahead, once I'm happy with this side, I go ahead and Mod-podge the other side, the other half of my napkin. So just come over here. Again, making sure that I have a nice even layer of glue on my tin can. You don't want a lot of glue on here, but you just want a nice, thin, even layer. Okay, once that's done, I come back over and again, very gently, and as you can see, I kind of ripped my napkin there a little bit, which is, it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna leave it on there. It kind of adds to the charm anyways. You can really barely even see it if you just tap it on there. You can barely even see that there's a little bit there. So I'm just gonna, again, very gently just tap it. Make sure. And then you see how I have like a little piece over here? So usually what I do is that I can grab my scissors and then just come and trim that off a little bit. Just trim it off as much as possible. Okay. And then what I do is that I come back in with a little bit of the Mod-podge, and I just attach it right, you know, attach it right to the tin can. Just, you know, give it a nice, on both sides. Just making sure that both sides are, you know, attached to the side of the can. Okay. Once I do that, I come in with my heat gun and I apply heat so that the napkin adheres to the tin can. Okay guys, so that's on there really good. So now what I'm going to do is that I am going to come in with my gator sander, and I am going to sand off the extra napkin that's on the bottom and on the top of my posy pocket. So I'm just going to start with the bottom, and this is pretty easy, just downward strokes. Keep it downward. There goes the bottom. Okay, nice and smooth. And then you just do the same thing on the top. There you go. So now your napkin is nicely attached to your tin can. Okay. So now we're going to give this a top coat with Mod-podge. Okay. That way it'll seal it. So you just want to go over the top again, nice and easy. Just keep it in one direction, nice and gentle. Okay. Here's the tip. When you're using Mod-podge, you can take your brush and wrap it up in a piece of plastic cling wrap, and it'll keep your brush nice and you know, and wet until you get a chance to wash it, and that way it won't dry up and ruin your brush. Okay, so we're gonna put that to the side, and we're gonna go ahead and hit this can again now with our heat gun. Okay, so our rooster is now sealed with the Mod-podge. Everything is nice and dry. Okay. Usually what I do is that I will also give this another seal with polyurethane, just because if this can obviously be you know, used indoors, but if somebody wants to use this outdoors as a planter outdoors, then it needs to be weatherproofed. So I do use another sealer on this. So first, before we do that, we're going to go ahead and put our wire on here so that we can hang it up. So what I have here is, I ordered these corks from Amazon, and what I do is that I take this little tool again. I use these for my baking, but you can use these for all sorts of things. I forget what the name of them are. But what I do usually is that I take this, and if you can watch, I just put this in there. I press it all the way down. Just got to use a little bit of grease, you know, grease power. And just twist it until you come out to the other side. Okay? And then once I do that, I just keep putting it in there, and I'll, you know, like I'll twist it, and just to make the hole just a little bit bigger. And then what I do is I already have one started. Once this hole is, you know, through, and I've made it bigger, I can put my cork right through this wire, and I believe this is 16 gauge. Okay, then what I take is that I take my needle nose pliers, and just to help me, I just grab it here, and you see the cork goes right through. So now I can go ahead and put this in and put it on my posy pocket. So just to make sure that my holes are ready, I just go in. I use this tool for everything. I love this little tool. It helps me out a lot. So I just make sure that the holes are nice and clear. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and put my first wire through this side. Just put it right through there. And then what I usually do is that, again, I will take my needle nose pliers, and I'll just give this like a little curl. Okay, there we go. So usually I just give it like a little curl here. Okay, there's one little curl. And then I come over here, and I want to measure to see. I can, you know, fool around with this just to make sure that I have the right length. So that seems about right there. I take my where's my wire cutters? Right here. Okay, so I take my wire cutter, I'll cut it off right there. I feed the other side through my can. Okay, let's just make sure that I'm happy with the length. I'll, you know, adjust the cork so that it's in the middle. Okay. And then what I do is, I can cut this one off a little bit more. Okay. I take my needle nose pliers again. Just grab the end, and I can go ahead and give it a little curl. And then that's it. And then I just Make sure that I'm happy. And there you go, guys. There's my posy pocket. My Rooster posy pocket. These are really easy to make. I usually make a few of these a week. So here's the back, okay? Here's the front. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial. Again, Viviana, and this is La Bella Fae. Enjoy, everybody. Bye.